Hello, welcome Social Butterflies. I am LaShonda Hoffman, your promotion coach. I'm here to help you stay consistent with your promotion. I am the author of the best-selling book, Building Online Relationships, One Reader at a Time. And today we're about to talk about how to use this book in your promotion. This is part 2 of the workshop that I'm working on this month about how to use Building Online Relationships, the book, to become social butterflies. This is part 2. Yesterday we talked about the lessons 1 through 4, and today hopefully we'll try to get into lessons 5 and 6. If not, then I'll talk about 6 tomorrow. But today we're going to be talking about lesson 5 and getting you in there on online promotion goals. Hi Paula, welcome. Thank you for popping in. So lesson 5 is about online promotion goals. Goals are very important because this is what you need to get yourself out there and working on your book and getting your stuff out there to people and letting people know about your business if you have a business. And so I put in the book how to do SMART goals. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit, and then we'll go into some of the goals. It looks like the internet is trying to act crazy, so I hope it stays okay. So the SMART goals are something that was created by George T. Doran, which stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. Okay, so when I talk about goals, when I'm thinking about goals, I want something that's specific, because you can put goals out there and talk about what you want to do, but you want to be specific on what you want to do. Like you want to say, I want to be on the New York bestseller list. That's a great goal, but is it something that's measurable? Is it something that's attainable? Is it realistic? And is it timely? There's no way to say how to get on that other than selling books. So, you want to make sure that your goals are specific, and your goals should be very specific. Your goals should be measurable. Something that you can measure, something that you can reach, attainable. You don't want to set goals that you can't reach. Be realistic about your goals. Is this something that you can actually do yourself, or something you wish you could do? And then you want to be timely. Timely is very important. It's setting a deadline. I used to be guilty of this. I want to write a book, but I never put a deadline on it, and so I never, I just continued writing on it until I just wanted to stop. And so when I start putting deadlines and saying, okay, I want to be done with this book in 3 months, then I made a plan to get that book done in 3 months versus, oh, I'm going to write a book this year. That's easy to say you can write a book this year, because you won't take any time to put it out there. You can write a book in a year, but you want to make a plan on it. That's your goal. If you want to write a book in a year, then you want to have a deadline. So December the 15th, I should be done with this book. Don't ever just put plans out there and don't have a deadline. You definitely want to keep a deadline. So we're going to talk about promotion goals today, and I'm going to do this a little different than I did yesterday. I'm going to actually, this is going to be one of my freebies to you. For those who don't have the book, this will be good for you if you've been trying to figure out what kind of promotion goals you want. I'm going to go over the questions that I have in the actual book to help you a little bit. Maybe that'll jumpstart you, and if you want some more help, you'll go and pick up the book and see that it's very helpful for you. So the first question that I want you to think about when you're setting your goals, if you got a piece of paper, this is the time to get you some paper and a pen so you can write down some stuff, because you can come back to it later, or think about it in your head, what you want to do. But when you're doing your goals, you want to be able to have some paper and pen and put it down and write them out so you'll know what you want to do. So these are promotion goals, so they're a little bit different than your regular writing goals and things like this. These are different things that you can do with your promotion to get you out there. And so these are great for people who are writing, and if you have a business, you can switch them up for working for a business. So the first question is, what events would you like to attend this year? Now, I decided to keep that open instead of saying offline and online. I'm keeping that open because I want you to think about the events that you want to attend this year. Do you want it? If you can attend stuff offline, that's great. I definitely recommend that for writers, because you want to get in front of the readers. You want to actually be there face to face with people. And the same way with business owners, you want to meet your potential customers. You want to get out there in front of them. And so I definitely recommend to at least have 3, maybe, one event each quarter. That's my goal for this year, is try to do 1 event each quarter to get myself out there offline. You want to get offline. I focus on online, so this probably be the only thing I'll talk about offline is events, because I want you to get it from behind your computer and get out there in front of the people and let them know that you do exist. I was very bad at that. Then people know that LaShonda existed offline. So do some things offline. And online is a great way. If you can't get offline, I had someone tell me that their health they couldn't travel because of their health, and that happens sometimes, then I definitely recommend that you get some events that's online. People have like lots of online events, and be a part of that. I have, the conference that I do. I have the I'm doing some summits and stuff, and I'm doing an online fair. So it's different things like that you can do online. So there's a lot of people who do. I think her name is Imani Wisdom. She does a great urban book fair. I think she does them quarterly too. So there are different events that are online that you can do. And you can also create your own events. So don't think that just because you can't find any events that there aren't any events, you can create your own. I'm very good at creating my own. So I want you to, make sure that's one of your goals that you think about this year. What kind of events do you want to attend? Now, would you be interested in doing a blog tour? That's the next question. Blog tours are great ways to introduce your book and your business. There are some blogs that you can go, if you're in business, there are some business blogs you can go on and introduce your business to. Paula, she does travel. There's a bunch of travel blogs, Paula, you can get into. Maybe introduce yourself to them. Your blog tours can be about writing an article, and sharing why you want to go to Paris this year. Give you 5 tips on what you should do while you're in Paris. Different things like that. So blog tour does not have to be just for a book. You can do other things with your blog tour to get yourself out there. I did a blog tour for my conference. I went on different places and introduced the conference to their readership. So think about blog tours, and maybe you want to do a blog tour every quarter. That's something that you might be interested in doing. Will you be sending out a newsletter? A lot of writers and businesses aren't using newsletters effectively. They don't want to take the time to create a newsletter, but a newsletter is a great way to get in front of your readership. I learned this year, I do a newsletter. I decided to do a newsletter, and I wanted to do it monthly, but my busy plate wouldn't let me, and so I decided that I was going to put it out quarterly. Once every quarter, because it's good for me, because I'm not having a lot of good exciting things happening to me in my writing career right now, and so you can get away with doing it quarterly. So I definitely recommend that. If you don't want to do a monthly newsletter or a weekly newsletter, check out the quarterly newsletter. That's something you should think about. Or if you're going to do a newsletter, you don't want to send it out, you can host it on your website. I know a bunch of people who do their newsletters and it's hosted on their website. That's a great way to do that. You have to think about, when you're doing your goals, is how often you want to send that newsletter. We've talked about that. And then what will you include in the newsletter? A lot of people get overwhelmed with doing a newsletter because they think they got to have this long, elaborate newsletter, and you don't. I always recommend to my clients to look at the newsletters that you receive now. What is it that you like about their newsletters? Can you borrow some of those ideas that they have in their newsletter? For me, I decided that I wanted to talk about me, what's going on with me in my writing. I wanted to showcase somebody that I was reading, because it's not all about LaShonda. I wanted to say what was going on in events that I was having. And then I wanted to give a tip, which would be maybe a writing tip or maybe a business tip. And so that was something I wanted to do, 4 little things. And so it made my newsletter pretty short and sweet and out there, get out there. And I've gotten a couple of compliments on it, so it's not that overwhelming. I didn't want no 3 or 4 page newsletter, because I wanted the people to get in, get a little bit, and keep it moving, So that's what you have to think about when you're doing that. You also want to know, when you're doing your newsletter, when you're going to send it out. Like I said, how often you're going to send it out. Okay, so that's your newsletter. Now, the next thing you want to think about is, will you write a blog? Some people like to blog, some people don't. These are just ideas, goals that you can use for promotion. You don't got to do everything, but this is just to get you out there. Especially if you're a newbie, you have no clue of what you want to do with promotion. So these questions are getting you, getting some, getting you ready to decide what you want to do with your promotion. These are ideas that you could do. You can pick 4 or 5 that you want to do for the year, and then next year do something different. So if you want to write a blog, then I want to ask what will you write about on your blog? Nice. Thank you. And so what is your blog going to be about? What kind of content will you put in your blog? Where are you going to get it from? What dates will your blog go live? Will you do it once a week? Will you do it twice a week? Those are things that you have to think about if you decide you want to commit to a blog. This is my co-host Sean Hoffman. He's trying to slide into the to the thing. Okay, so you join the blog. You want those things you want to put down and write about. So what if you decide you want to write articles? Hi, Soccer Tiff. And so you want to write articles. An article is a great way to get to promote your book or your business. You get out there and write some articles. You can write the articles on your blog, or you can write them for other people. What you want to know is, what are you going to talk about? What is the subject that you're going to talk about to get yourself out there in front of readers and customers? Will you have a theme? What is the theme? What is it going to be about? And then you want to do some research and find out, will you submit the articles to other places and where they're going to be? Hi, Tisa. Where they're going to be, who you're going to submit them to, how soon you're going to send them out to them. You got to do your research. You do a lot of research when you're doing promotion, because you need to find out where are your audience and how can you get in front of them. Okay, so you also can submit your articles to online magazines like StoreMag. We take articles. There's a whole bunch of magazines out there that take articles. So this is where you're going to be doing your promotion research, trying to find out where you want to put those at. What about hosting a chat or being part of a chat? That is something that you can do online. And don't do too many chats. Like when I first started StoreMag, I did chats every Friday. I was talking to some author, talking to the readers, and doing different things like that. But you can bring that back. We going back old school. We're trying to bring back the promotion stuff. You can do Twitter chats. Those are what is popular right now. You can get on Blab and chat. Those are the new things. Blab is the new thing, and you get face-to-face chatting. So if you're ready to jump on and get in front of the camera, Blab is a great place to do that. So you definitely want to think about, will you be hosting any chats, or will you be participating in any chats? What about hosting a workshops or courses? This is another way that you want to get your book out there to people and your business. You want to host different things. Like my sister's on here, Soccer Tip, she's going to do a retreat. That's something special that you can get out there, and maybe she can do that yearly, something that she can do, a couples retreat. You might think about doing a retreat for, like Paula, she does travel. She can do a workshop on traveling, how to set up your travel to go to Disney World. There's other things that you can do to get yourself in front of the readers, in front of your customers. So think about different things that you can do. You always got to be creative when it comes to your promotion. Okay, so will you host contests? Contests are a great way to meet new people too. I hosted my first contest on the Goodreads. I gave away 3 books, and I had over, I want to say over 200 or 300 people who signed up for it. So that was a great way to reach new people, get in front of them that way. You can host a contest on your site. Amazon is doing good things with hosting contests now. So that's a different things that you can do. You definitely want to send out review copies if you're a writer. A lot of writers wait till their book is out to send the reviews, but I recommend sending them out before the book hits the market. You want to get those reviews in so when it hits the shelf, you got some reviews sitting out there waiting for you. But definitely try to get some review copies, and you're going to do reviews throughout the whole time you're writing. So get used to that. Put aside 10 or 15 books that you're going to be sending out to people. If you got the ebooks, and I love sending out ebooks because that saves me on postage, but a lot of people are still into the hard copy, and so you want to make sure that you have at least 10 to 20 books that you're going to be sending out for reviews. So make sure you put that in your budget so you know that you got time to send that out. You know who the reviewers are. And you want to work with people who are going to send you a review. And you know if they don't send you a review, the next book, they don't get the next book. That's how it works.
Can I say something?
No, you cannot. I'm doing a workshop. Go bye. Bye-bye.
I'll see you later.
Bye-bye. Thank you. So next thing you want to think about is book clubs. A lot of writers are missing out on the online book clubs. There are a bunch of online book clubs. I belong to about 5 of them. And then I have my own book club, SORMAG e-readers book club. And there are a bunch of other book clubs out there. You got to do your research. Find out what kind of genre, which genre they are, which books clubs, what they read, what they're looking for. They don't want you coming into their book club just to promote yourself. They want you to be part of the book club. So think about that if you want to be part of a book club. But you also can, submit your information to them and ask them to read your book. All they can do is say, what? No. That's okay. Move on to the next book club person. So you definitely want to look into doing book clubs. Next thing you're interested in is social media. Remember yesterday I was talking about where are your readers? Most of the readers are on the social media platform, so that's where you want to be. But I want you to be where you want to be. You don't want to be getting on social media sites that you don't like. If you don't like Facebook, don't get on Facebook. You're not going to do it, and then you're going to grow your readership on here, and then you're not going to come up here and talk to them. So get on the social media platforms that you like. That's the research that you're doing now. You're trying to figure out where your readers are, what platforms they are. Are these the platforms that you feel comfortable being on? And that's where you be. You stay there and have fun on those platforms. I don't believe in being on a platform that you don't enjoy, because you will not participate in it, and then your readership will go down. And we want to bring your readership up. And you want to maintain a schedule on your social media. Make time for your social media. I'm always talking about 15 minutes. That's all you need to get out there for to be consistent. Once you start being consistent, then you can jack your time up as much as you want. But if you're on a deadline, 15 minutes is good. That gives you a little time to go in there and say hey to your people and keep it moving. One of the things that I love on social media, if you know me and you're probably part of it, is my social media groups. I love them for meeting new people, for networking, for learning, for sharing. And so social media groups is something you might consider thinking about doing, joining some, or maybe creating your own for your book. I have a couple of people who have one book and they created their own group and they're going that way. I usually say maybe when you have your third book, maybe do it, because after a while there's only so much you can talk about for one book. But if you got 3 books, you can move it around a little bit. But if you only got one book and you're going to start a group, you're going to have a lot of stuff to keep them occupied, to keep them engaged, because you don't want people in your group just to be in your group. You want them talking about your book, you want them talking to each other, you want them interacting and having fun in your group. So when they get off the Facebook, they can talk about, hey, I was in LaShonda group today, we learned some stuff. That's what you want. You don't want somebody in your, she don't never come in here, this lady got us in this group and she just got us hostage. You want your people to be excited about you. If you're gonna have a group, you want them to be excited about your group. So don't start a group unless you're going to be maintaining it. That's one of the only recommendation I can tell you about that. When you're doing social media, you need to have content. My favorite place to get some content is Canva.com. Canva is great for creating your own graphics, for creating your Facebook pictures to go on your backboards, is all of. And you want everything to look the same, you go on Canva and you can create all your stuff. You got your professional pictures, you can pop them on their little templates they have in there. You can make your Facebook page, you can make your Twitter page, you can LinkedIn page. They have templates for all that stuff. So definitely think about your content that you're creating for your promotion. That's very important. You're gonna always create promotion content. You're gonna be doing graphics for your books. You might be doing graphics for your events. And if you don't want to do that, what I say, outsource it to somebody else. But you got to have all that stuff. That's your brand. That's what you look good on Facebook. You want to be looking good just like all the other authors. So remember that you need to make your content. And you need tools to do that. And Canva is one of them that's really good. Now, the new hottest thing is to get in front of the camera. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm in front of the camera. Are you ready to get in front of the camera? That's something you need to think about. Are you ready to do video? Are you ready to do live stream? If you're not, that's okay. I was scared for a long time. It took me a while to say, okay, let me get out here and do this thing. I got on with Periscope. I love Periscope, but I'm thinking I'm liking Facebook Live a little better. So we'll see. But that's something to think about on one of your promotion goals. Do you want to get in front of the camera? You know, what type of content are you going to create if you do get in front of the camera? Will you be talking about your book? Will you do excerpts? Will you do book trailers, different things like that? So you got to think about what you're going to do in front of that camera. My next thing is my other baby that I love, podcasting. Have you thought about podcasting? Are you creating your own podcast? Are you asking people to be on their podcast? Do you know how many podcasts there are out there for writers? If you have an iPhone, go to the iPhone podcast section. Oh my goodness, you can put in writers and find all kinds of podcasts that's just for you. And you can send them a letter and invite you and ask them, can you be on there? That's something that you want to think about doing. Getting in front of their viewership, so listening-ship, and get yourself out there on those podcasts. You don't have to create your own podcast. You can be on somebody else's. I have a podcast, Storman's Writers Cafe. Great place to be if you're a writer. Okay, so those are different things you want to think about when you're doing your promotion goals. The podcast, video. So I got a whole bunch more. So let's listen up. Online chats. We talked about that. Doing some online chats. Skyping is another way to do your chats. If you're not into Skyping, that is a great way. What are the names of? What's the names you said to get the content? Oh, I was for Canva.com, where you can create your own graphics. Canva, Canva.com. When I finish this, I'll put the links in the comments so you can have them. Canva is my favorite tool for creating graphics. Definitely think about doing some Skyping. Skyping is a great way to get in front of readers. If you're a young adult reader, writer, or children's writer, you can do Skyping with the kids' schools. Those are great places for that. I've seen a lot of people do Skypes that way. You can Skype with book clubs. If you can't make it there, like I said, if you can't travel, you don't have to travel anywhere. You don't have to leave your house if you got a video camera and you got your and a chair to sit in front of. So you can do all kinds of stuff online and never ever have to leave your house. Another thing that you might consider thinking about is radio, online radio. Remember that radio is a big thing offline, but online radio is just as big. They have so many different shows. Everybody got their own radio show nowadays, so you can get out there and get yourself out there in front of people. And you want to see what, you're doing your research. You're going to be doing a lot of research when you're doing promotion, trying to find the places that you can get yourself in front of. Trying to get on their show so you can introduce yourself to their listeners. Same way with the online magazines. That's the next step. Online magazines, that's what I'm about. I love online magazines. They are a great way to promote yourself. You can go on there and do interviews. You can use online magazines and submit articles to them. You can do your own promotion by paying for some ad space. Online magazines are a great place to promote yourself. So definitely check out, which online magazines are for you. What ones can feature the genre that you're doing. If you're looking for a business magazine, there's a business magazine. What dates do you want to be featured? When you want to get on there? Do you want to pay to be in there? Some of them offer free promotion, so check it out and look and see what they have to get yourself on the online magazine. And if you're lucky, you might even get the cover. That's big time. Okay, so one of the things that I like to teach my clients is to be prepared for the holidays. There are many holidays throughout the year, and so you want to make sure that you have your promotion ready for those holidays. Does your book have a theme in it? Does it have holidays in it? And you want to pull that out, and that's something you showcase during those times. Do you want to have a sale? Are you ready for Black Friday? Different sales like that for the holidays. Don't forget about those type of things when you're doing your promotion goals. You want to make sure you are on point for all that kind of stuff. You want to make sure you have your marketing material. You need, like I was saying, the graphics and things like that. You need all that. Whenever you're doing a blog, one of the things that I learned with doing a blog is people love pictures. And so the last 3 years, I have been creating graphics. I told you Canva was my new friend. I create a lot of graphics to go on my blogs. So each blog post has a graphic. anything that I'm posting on there trying to get someone's attention. If I have a graphic, people share graphics. And so create some nice graphics. As I tell my clients, each graphic gets better. So if you don't have the funds to do it, then you have to learn how to create it yourself. And I'm telling you, 3 years ago, you see those graphics compared to now, you'd be like, you didn't make that. Yes. So you get better with each time you make a graphic. So remember that. You want to create your content, always have your content. And then I want you to talk about your mailing list. A lot of people start out their promotion without a mailing list. So I don't believe in it. I believe in you starting your promotion with a mailing list. That's the first thing on your goal list to do. You want to create your mailing list so you can start grabbing these people and putting them in your mailing list. You're going out there promoting to people. You want to go on a radio show and you want to say, hey, can you sign up on my mailing list? If you want to hear more about me or you want to get my freebie that I'm offering a checklist, sign on my mailing list and you'll get that freebie. Bam. You go on a magazine, the same thing. You put on your magazine, hey, thanks. Send me a message, say you read this interview, and I'll send you a freebie. Join my mailing list. You know, you want to always asking people to, that's the biggest call of action that you want to have with your promotion, is to bring people back to you. And your mailing list is how you do that. Even if you don't have a website, if all you're doing is social media, you still want that mailing list. It's very important. Do not let Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter be your mailing list. You want to have your own mailing list because that's yours. Facebook goes away tomorrow, that's gone. That's 4,000 people gone. You have no way to get in touch with them because you have not contacted them to put them on your mailing list. So always asking people to be on your mailing list. Always. That's very important. All right. So see, those are some goals to get you started. So this is an example of promotion goals for the year. So you want to have one, a blog tour. You want to do radio interviews once a month. You want to do magazines interviews once a month. You want to create podcasts once a month. You want to write articles 3 times a month. You want to blog twice a week. You want to send out your newsletter monthly. You want to create videos, book trailers for each one of your books. You want to create videos on a writing course that you offer, maybe make a little money on the side. And then number 10, you want to be a guest blogger, at least one guest blogger once a month. So that's an example of promotion goals for the year. Now, I'm going to take that promotion goals and I want you to break it down for the month. So you say, all right, for January, I'm going to research online radio shows. That's what I'm going to be doing for January. I'm going to create a podcast. I'm going to write some articles. And then I'm going to write my blog and my newsletter. That's something how you take your goal from a year, and then you're going to take it down to the month. Then we're going to take it down from the month to the week. So for your first week, you're going to create your blog post. And then you're going to do some content for your newsletter. Then the second week, you might research some online shows and set up your newsletter. Then the third week, you're going to write articles. And then your fourth week, you're going to sit down and create those podcasts. Now we're going to take them goals and we're going to break them down one more time to daily goals. So, on a Monday, we're going to write 2 blog posts on Monday. And then we're going to answer questions on the blog. And then we're going to visit forums. So that's something you're going to do for Monday. Then on Tuesdays, you're going to do some social media, maybe 15 minutes on social media. You're going to answer some questions in the groups on social media. And then you're going to answer a couple of emails. I always want to keep in front of your readers. Then Wednesdays, you're going to take that content that you created and put it into your newsletter. That's what you're going to do Wednesday. You're going to sit down and do that newsletter. Set it up, get it right. Thursday, you're going to do some more blog visits. You're always constantly trying to get in front of people, so you visit some blogs, talk to the people on the blogs, read some posts, make some comments. Now on Fridays, you're going to schedule a time with some book clubs, maybe do a book discussion. Saturday, again, that 15 minutes you're doing that social media, and you're going to take some time and create some graphics. Take the day, maybe half a day, and create some graphics. And then Sunday, you're going to set up your blog for the next week. You're going to schedule your social media posts. Get them all ready so they can be out there so you don't have to be out there every day. And then you're going to answer some emails. See? Simple, quick, easy. Put your goals out there. You're ready. All right. I know it seems like it's a lot, but when you first start, you got to put it all together. And then you got to break it down until, you put it all together, what you want to do for the year. You want to break it down monthly, and then you want to break it down weekly, and then you want to break it down by the day. And one of the things that I learned the hard way is you don't want to do a lot of stuff. I was trying to do everything when my book first came out last year. I was trying to do everything. I had about 50 things every day I'm trying to do. That was overwhelming. I don't recommend that for anybody. You see how I broke it down for 3 or 4 things? That's the most. It's the most 5 to get yourself out there, do different things. Because if you're doing too much, you're not going to have time to write. And then you're going to feel overwhelmed. And then you're not going to do anything. So what usually fails when you're a writer? Promotion. You put that to the side. I'll do that later when I finish. Same way with business owners. We're working on everything else. We're not doing promoting. Nobody knows we have a business because we're not telling anybody about it. We're not showcasing it nowhere. We're not buying advertisement anyplace. One of the things that I teach my clients is to schedule things. Take a Saturday or a Sunday and spend that day and schedule your promotion. That way you can work. If you're on a deadline, you can work all week and not worry about your promotion. But you're promoting. It's getting out there. If you send a post out, maybe send 3 posts out each day. That's not that hard to do. It's not doing anything that makes your sales go down. I'm learning that you have to stay consistent. Every day you need to be having something out there letting people know that you have a book. Because you know why? There are other people that are doing it. They're sending their stuff out constantly. There's one lady said she was posting 30 posts a day. 30 posts. That's a lot. She spent 30 minutes and she hand posted 30 posts every day. But you know what? She's selling books. So if you're not selling books, then you got to change your action. You got to do something different. You have to get yourself out there in front of the reader. If you're not getting yourself out there in front of the reader, somebody else is, believe me. And they're selling their books and they're being bestsellers, and you're leaving you on the fence going, what's going on? How come their book is bestseller? How come their book is #1? How come my book's... For one thing, nobody knows your book is this. Do you know this book, Building Online Relationships? Probably not. Unless you know me. If you don't know me and it's your first time seeing me, this is my book. If I didn't put it up, you would never see it, right? You would never know about it unless I say something about it. So, you got to see me. You see me and I'm not saying nothing about it. Say, LaShonda, what's going on? Why you not promoting, girl? Get up. You not being the social butterfly that you teach us to be? No. I want you to be that social butterfly. I want you to put your billboard up every day. Somebody needs to know that when they come to your Facebook page, they can zoom down and see something about your book, something about you talking about your book. Something, you want them to know that you are a writer and you have some books out there. If nobody knows that, they can't buy your books. They can't. And that's our goal for this book. This book is to help you build relationships so people can trust you and want to send some money to you. They're not going to trust you if they see you promoting once a year. They're not. They're going to keep it moving and say, I don't know that person. You want them to know about you. Your promotion is something you do yearly, yes. You plan it. You do it monthly, yes. You got stuff you got to do monthly. And then you got stuff you have to do weekly. Then you have stuff you have to do daily. And that's something that you have to be consistent about and you have to stay on top of. If you don't stay on top of it, it will show. Believe me, it will come back and haunt you in your sales. Believe me, it will come back and haunt you and you wondering, why am I doing this? What is your why? Always remember your why. Why are you writing the books? Yes, you're writing the books to read readership, to get stuff, but to get the readership, they got to buy the book, right? You got to grow your readership. It's not going to grow overnight. It's not going to be big and fast the first time you put that book out there. If you're not going to go to the best-selling list that fast. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But if you're self-published, it is very hard to get out there unless you work your butt out and you let people know about your book. You put a book up there and just say, bing, it's on Amazon. Amazon is not going to promote it unless you're promoting it. So if you're not promoting your book and you put it on Amazon, how do we know it's there? I know 3 or 4 people who have books on Amazon and they don't tell anybody. They have 4 or 5 books. They haven't told anybody about it and they're wondering why it's not selling. You have to talk about it. You have to. You got to tell somebody. If you don't want to do it, then you pay somebody like me, or you pay somebody like Ella, somebody to showcase your book to other people, to get it out there, so we can help you get your book out there, and so you can make some money. It's all about the coins. That's what they say. That's the new word. All about the coins. You want to make the coins. All right. So we got a little more time. I'm going to talk about the lesson number 6, the budget. Okay. I hear all the time, LaShonda, I don't have a budget. So I'm going to say this to you. You need a budget. Everybody needs a budget. Even if it's $100 a month, that's better than nothing. You can't get a budget if you're not selling books. So if you're selling books, then you can slide you some budget money in. Let's sell some books, then you can get you some budgets. You need budgets because you plan on writing more books, okay? So that first year, you might not have a budget. That first book, you won't have a budget. You probably won't. Because it's new, you have not a clue that you're supposed to have a budget, so you get a slide on that. So that first book, you're going to get people out there that's going to help you promote your book for free. They love newbies. I'm one of those people, I love newbies. I want to get people out here and show them the stuff. But when you get to that 4th book and you still thinking you're supposed to get for free, no. That's not fair to the people who promote books and try to make a living just like you are. Everybody is out here trying to make a living. We work in a circle. We work as a team. You do your part, I do my part. I can't do my part if you don't do your part. So you have to have a budget. So you want to sit down and create a budget. You want to have a budget so you can pay for your website, pay for your web hosting, pay for your domain name. That's important. You want to have LaShondaHoffman.com. John Hoffman, go that way, please. Thank you. You want to have an email marketing system. Eventually, once your readership starts growing, you're going to have to pay for that email marketing system. Once you grow about 500 people, you're going to have to start paying for that. You want to pay for website ads. You want to pay for online magazine ads. Maybe you want to get on Facebook ads and Twitter ads. You want to have money for that. You want to do blog tours. That costs money. You know why? Because you got to send them. If you do prizes, you got to send the prizes out to people. You got to send the books out to people. You got to do review mailings. That costs money too. You give away prizes. That costs money. You want to do online radio ads. That costs money. Any type of printing that you do for your books, or maybe your marketing stuff, all that costs money. You don't just go and say, oh, I want some business cards. You want to have a budget so you know what you're doing with your money. Because some people go overwhelmed. I tell people they spend $10,000 on their first book. What? Ain't so too. That's what I'm saying. You want to sell more than 2 books if you just spent $10,000. Come on. You want to reap what you putting out there, you know. And so you want to make sure that you have your budget together. Before you put your book out there, sit down and look at it. Yes, you might not think you have any money. Even if you give up some coffee for 6 months, get that coffee up and put that into your fund for your thing. I want you to have some business cards. You need business cards. That's going to cost some money. And you need a website. Invest in yourself. That's the most important thing. Sure, it's nice to have a Facebook page, but invest in yourself. When I look for authors, I don't go to Facebook. I go to the Google and I put their name in there and I look for their site, because their site gonna tell me everything I need to know about them. Most time on Facebook, people don't even know you're a writer. So if I come on there, you got the same name as somebody else, I can't find you because you're on Facebook, but you say nothing about that you're a writer. So I don't know if that's you or not. But if you got a website, it says your name, it's got your picture on you, it's got your books on there, I know I'm at the right spot. So invest in a website for yourself. Invest in it. It's not that expensive. You can get some nice deals on GoDaddy, Bluehost. There's different places you can find some good deals on it. I put it off for a long time because I had SORMAD. And then, when I first went to get my site, I wanted to say LaShonda because my name is long. Somebody had that. So I was mad for a couple of years because somebody had LaShonda.com. So I didn't buy me one. But when my book came out, I decided, you know what? I need to invest in LaShondaHoffman.com. And it was available. And so I went ahead and got it. And I'm glad I did because it's my space. This is my home. I can invite people over to that place to come visit me there. And that's what you want to. So I want you to create a budget. Sit down and look through your stuff. Get your monies together, and so you can be ready to use your budget so you can reach your goal, your promotion goals. So that is my stuff for today. We're going to talk some more tomorrow about the book. If you have this book, break it out and start working on it. I'm taking you through it slowly but surely. But what I recommend for you is to do one chapter a month to get yourself out there. The first couple of chapters is just getting you ready in there. When we break it down to doing social media and stuff like that, then you're going to really need to take it once a month, because you're not going to be able to do all that at the, all in one time. So these first three things are just getting you ready. From 1 to chapter 9 is to get you ready to start promoting. So when we get to chapter 10, then you're ready to start doing some social media stuff, so doing some promotion stuff, getting your promotion stuff ready to get yourself out there. So if you don't have this book, I definitely recommend you download it today and get it on your Kindle and start reading, looking through it, and getting yourself ready. If you don't have a promotion plan, this book is what you need to get yourself out there and start doing. This is a promotion plan. This book is the promotion plan. All you got to do each month, like I said, is do chapter 9, do chapter 10 to get yourself out there to start building relationships with readers and with your customers. You want to get yourself out there. And you take some time. Most of these chapters are no more than 15 minutes. 15 minutes to get yourself out there. You make sure you get your notebook and you have your stuff and you write your things down. Come up with fresh ideas of different stuff. If you keep your promotion fresh and exciting, you will do it. If it gets boring and long-winded and overwhelming, you won't do it. And I am a witness to that. I did myself like that. Like I told you, I was doing 20 and 30 things each month. I was tired. I was running raggedy. I was like, this is some bull. I said that, the promotion queen. This is some bull. I can't do all this stuff. I'm tired, But I realized that I was doing too much. I was trying to do everything. You don't have to do everything to promote your book. One thing a week, 2 things a month. Something to get yourself out there in front of people. Yes, the whole point is you trying to build your readership. You can't do that if you're not getting in front of new people every day. You can't keep talking to the same people on Facebook. You can't. I got 4,000 people on Facebook. If 4,000 people bought my book, I'd be in there. Hey, I got my book. Please. You know good and well all 4,000 people are not buying my book. I'm happy if 40 people bought my book. Woo, that's a good thing. But those people aren't who my audience is. If your readership and your Facebook page, people on there are not buying your book, that's because they're not your audience. If nobody on your Facebook page has said they bought your book, that's not your audience. And you know what you need to do? You got to get off Facebook. You got to go somewhere else. You got to do some other things. Or if you're going to be on Facebook, go to some groups. Get into some book clubs. Get into some writers groups. Do some other things. Doing the same thing, what happens? What they call that? You doing the same thing? It's insanity or something like that they were saying. It is. If you're doing the same thing over and over again, I was posting to these groups and nobody was saying nothing in the groups. Nobody was saying nothing. I didn't see no sales happening. I was like, okay, I'm going to give you 2 weeks. I don't see nothing happening in 2 weeks. I'm moving on to something else. I'm trying something next, something fresh. When I did the first week, I didn't sell too many books. I was really upset. I wasn't doing anything. I just assumed that all my people were going to support me. Not. Rude awakening, LaShonda. Like I said, everybody I know is not my audience. They need this book. So no, they're not going to buy it. So the second week, I got out there and worked my butt out. We got to the best-selling list. That's the only way you're going to get to the best-selling list. You got to work your butt out. You ain't working your butt out, I made best-selling list twice. Because I was working my butt off. I was getting out there telling the people about the book, showcasing the book, being on people interviews, doing different things. If you're not doing anything for your book other than writing it and going to the next book, then you're not going to sell any books. The only way you're going to sell any book, you Beverly Jenkins and you got 15, 20, 30 books, yeah. Your name gonna sell the book, but you gotta get the name out there first. So remember that you got to be the name to get out there first. You are the brand, so you gotta get LaShonda Hoffman out there. People gotta say, who is LaShonda? What is she doing? How many books she got? Let me check her out. Nobody's saying that about you. They not. They got to get to that point, and that's what I'm teaching you, how to get to that point. Okay. So I want to thank you all for popping in here. I have one question, and I think that was from Mr. Robert Earl. I appreciate that. If you have any other questions, put them in there right now. This is the best time to ask me questions about the book. Ask me questions about promotion to get yourself out there. I'm going to tell you that you don't have to do promotion alone. I'm all about helping you with your promotion. I have a promotion group called See You on the Net Promotions. It's a fantastic group. We got some amazing people in there that are willing to share and help you get your book out there in front of readers. And so I invite you to join that. Once I finish this, I will be posting links on that information. If you want to work with me one-on-one, I have the virtual tea coaching sessions. I definitely would love to work with you and help you get yourself on track so you can start getting your books out there to people. I will be posting a link about that too. If anybody else doesn't have a question, I'm going to get on out of here because I got to cook some dinner for my family. I hope you all had a good time tonight. I hope you got some good information. I hope you were taking some great notes. And I hope that you're working on your promotion goals so you know how to get yourself out there in front of your readers. Because you are the only person who can get yourself out there in front of the readers. I can't do that for you. You have to do it. You have to know who your readers are. Then you need to know where to go to find them. Now, if your readers are who my readers are, then I can get you out in front of my readers. But if not, then you got to find somebody else to help you showcase your books. So I want you to get out there and start being the social butterfly that you're meant to be. If you have not promoted your book tonight or today, I want you to get off this video and go promote your book. Tell somebody today that you have a book and what it's about. All right, so you all have a great evening. I will see you tomorrow. We'll get on to lesson 7. All right, talk to you later. And if you don't have my book, go get it. Building Online Relationships.